Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Urban Backyard Container Gardening. I decided I would give you a tour of what's going on with me in my garden. We're outside right now on Patio Row. We're looking at my Trinidad Butch Tea Scorpion, and as you can see, it has set fruit, and the reason that it's called a scorpion is because of the tail that literally looks like a scorpion. I can't wait to for everything to turn red so I can harvest it, taste it first of all, and then either make pepper or dried pepper or spice blends, and definitely make some barbecue sauce and hot sauce out of it. These two are Scotch bonnets, red Scotch bonnets. This one looks like it's starting to get better traction, so that's a good thing. If you're a pepper grower, you know you really have to baby them, and it takes a long time for them to catch root. So hopefully this is what is starting to do. This one looks sickly, but we're going to keep babying it and hoping that it grows. This is a Poblano plant, and it has several blooms on it. Hopefully I will be getting fruit from it soon. With the Poblanos, I stuff them, or I find something to do with them in my meals. This is another ghost pepper. You can see it's real green. Last week I plucked off a lot of fruit. There are some fruit that are still on it. They haven't fully matured yet, and I have a couple flowers that are on it. This one I'll be getting out later on today, maybe tomorrow, and harvesting the fruit. This is also a ghost pepper. It's tasty, very spicy, so I use it in moderation. Lately I've actually started spraying my plants with Sevin, so hopefully that will keep any bad creatures away. I know some of you are going to say that kills the good creatures too, the good bugs, and I'm sorry about that, but at this stage I can't tell what's good and what's bad, so I spray them just as a precautionary method. And we're going to travel over to my roses. These are my roses. Every so often I get nice full blooms. I have nice tree, nice leaves. It's come back real well. A couple of weeks ago I had roses on both of these, and I cut them and brought them inside the house. Plants, I haven't had fruit yet or anything like that, but I'm looking forward to it. Those of you that have any suggestions as far as what I can do to help this process along, by all means leave me a comment in the section below, and I guarantee you I will reply to you. Next to it is a papaya tree. This has gone through a lot here in South Florida. When we have real bad windstorms due to thunderstorms, it blows it over. So I find myself coming out every now and then and picking it back up and standing it up. Next to it is a mulberry bush, and I have lots of little berries that have started to bloom, as you can see here. I'll be coming out and trying to harvest these. I'm not sure what I can do with them, so if you can leave me a comment if you know, and I will take anything that you post to heart, and we'll learn as I go along. Next we're going to go on the inside, and I'll show you everything else that's going on. We're coming in, and this is one of my raised beds. These are purple hull cowpeas. on my April 29th video, I mentioned that the plants that were here prior to these looked as if they had gotten mold or spotted mildew or something along those, powdery mildew rather, along those lines. So I harvested the pods and I pulled up the plants and planted more. So these are coming along pretty well. Here in this particular planter, you'll see in a moment, these are grandma's creamy cowpeas, and I planted a bunch of them in this particular planter, and they are doing well, I must say. I'm looking forward to having two different types of cowpeas. This here is a Scotch bonnet pepper plant that I wanted to see if I could grow in here, and as you can see, it has really taken off and it's doing well. And there's another one here that is also doing well, and another one on the other side of this plant. To my left here is okra. This is jambalaya version of it. Doesn't get a lot of sun like the other ones I will show you later on, but I do have a lot of fruit. I've harvested from it several times, and I like the taste of it. This is a Dwarf Longhorn variety of okra, and the name is kind of weird because there is nothing dwarf about this plant. This plant is taller than I am. But as you can see, I have some pods to harvest there. I usually don't let them get this long because they get kind of tough. So I'll be coming out either today or tomorrow and taking care of these by cutting them down, or removing the pods rather. In this 5-gallon bucket we have bush beans, and I'm looking forward to getting some beans from here eventually. They're growing nice and well. Looks like they're starting to have little pods come on, which is great. I'm gonna like that. Behind this plant, see if we can get closer, down here, this is a eggplant. I have 3 others, and this one is actually doing the best of the bunch, so I'm looking forward to getting that. I believe this is a Petio Black Beauty. Behind it are what's a variety of bush tomatoes, dwarf tomatoes, that I saw on Hollis and Nancy's channel. It is what's known as an orange hat. I have little fruit growing here, and from what on the video on Hollis and Nancy's channel, they're great tomatoes, and they're really good with salads, so I'm looking forward to that. Okay. Here we have some bell peppers that I planted. I had extra bell pepper and I didn't want to throw them away, so I decided to put 2 in this bucket. They're coming along nicely. This is a squash. I believe this is either a patty pan or a crook neck variety. We have some more of the orange hat tomatoes here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have some bell peppers, and this is a potato plant. In this container I had planted, I want to say 5, and only 1 came up, so I decided to put some other stuff in it as well to maximize my space. These are some more cherry tomatoes here, 2 varieties. Next year I've decided to use the string trellising method, so I'm going to get some wood and nail it on the end of my planters here and put one on top and string one single vine. Here are some more of the orange dwarf tomatoes. Here's another eggplant, and here's another orange dwarf. This is a Scotch bonnet plant. It struggled because it doesn't get much sun considering where it's located. It gets blocked out by the other plants, but it's coming along. Once it gets a little bit bigger, I will probably take it outside and put it in pepper row to replace the one that isn't looking very well. This is my second planter here, and I have all collard greens and 3 beets. This is a albino variety. I wanted to see what the albino tastes like, so hopefully it will get bigger and I can try it. I also have one bok choy or pak choy here, so it will be coming up shortly. Here are my baby Lima beans. The vines grow everywhere, so I decided to put them on a tomato cage and train them to grow up, and they're coming along well. This is my collard green tree, and it was looking very sickly before, but now the leaves are starting to come back and do very well. I have had three golden tomato plants that I had no more containers and no more room to plant, so I just sat them here temporarily. They definitely need to get out of their cups. Looks like 2 of them are in the process of dying, which is not what I wanted, but hopefully I'll be able to do something with the 3rd one. This is a Rosita eggplant. It's doing okay, but not as well as I had expected. It should be doing better at this stage. These are my cucumber plants. The variety is called Monica, M-O-N-I-K-A. They are really growing and vining everywhere. This is a variety that doesn't need to be pollinated cucumber soon. This is these are more peppers. My goal at the end of the season is to cut these down, and I'm going to use this planter to do my cabbages and other winter or fall brassicas. Here's another one that I'm going to cut down and use the bucket for something else. These are jumbo peanut plants. I have, looks like 5 of them that came up. First time growing peanuts, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. These are leeks, and they seem to be doing okay. I'm going to give them a couple more weeks, and then I'm going to pull them up and use what I have. These are onions. I'm not sure what's going on with these, so I will probably pull these up and just use these as green onions. And in this container, I have more bell peppers, and I have 3 rows of onions as well. And I decided to redo my onions and put them in this particular raised bed, and hopefully I'll have better success than I did in the buckets. This is another type. These 2 plants are more okra. This is a Bear Creek variety. Hasn't gotten very big or anything like that, but I have harvested okra from it. More bell peppers. These are Goliath variety of bell peppers, so hopefully I will get them and have lots of fruit. This time last year, when I was doing bell peppers, I had a terrible time getting anything to grow. Seems like everything I put in containers died. So it wasn't until late fall that I actually had peppers growing. Another variety of okra here. This says it's a Bear Creek. Not very tall, which is good for me considering I'm not very tall. But I have lots of okra that is growing and doing well. There are 3 here. This particular one is a Clipson spineless, and it's doing well. And I have a set of greens down here that I need to eventually get harvest before they go to seed. I don't want that happening. Here is the squash that I was telling you about, yellowneck squash on this side, and on this side we have a patty pan, and I believe this is also another sunneck, so I'm probably going to put that in a 5-gallon bucket later on and put it in this vacant space. Hopefully they don't crowd each other out or anything like that. This is the end of my tour, and I hope that you have enjoyed it. It just goes to show you that you can have a wide variety of plants and vegetables growing in a very in a small space. If you like my channel, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, click the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post something. I am trying to get on a more regimented schedule of posting on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. So until next time, if you have any comments also, by all means please post. Until next time, stay blessed and stay outside in the garden.